Departure runway 23, squawk code 0541.
Channel 696 clear to African further location for that transition runway 23, 0541 up front.
Channel 696, you guys correct, just confirm after LOC Z is flight plan.
After LOC Z flight on route, channel 696.
Channel 696, thank you, native to Juliet, contact Japan 122.127, thank you.
137, bye-bye, channel 696.
Let's bring you up.
Bravo 16 with Juliet sorry, Bravo 16 off LaGuardia. Budget 1216 plans for LaGuardia via the Campus 2 departure, Japan Transocean Flight plan route. Departure runway 23, squawk 6357. Hey, Westjet 1216 to LaGuardia, Campus 2.
Alright, I believe we're online. Hey everybody, welcome aboard. Captain Mike here. Today we're going to run another Japan Transocean flight, Flight 601, with nonstop service from Naha to Ishigaki. Not sure how you pronounce that. But in the real world, they did this ride in 1 hour and 5 minutes, so we're going to see just how close we can come to that. Unfortunately, I don't have any screens back behind the seats because the battery in the iPad actually died just as I finished my last flight before. So I have to charge that back up, so you don't have that. And YouTube has been breaking my chops about my in-flight videos, even though they are domain free. And the last one that I was showing, it was that bank robbery one with Steve McQueen. I guess they don't want me showing it because it's on their YouTube channel as well. So it's public domain, but I guess they just didn't want me showing it, so that's why they shut me down as far as the movie. So much for the in-flight movies. Anyway, hopefully you'll be able to have the charts on the next ride. By then, hopefully this will be all charged up. Alright, with that said, how about we get on out of here? Alright, since we are picking up where the last flight left off, I don't have to run through the originator flight. We're just going to pick up right from the pre-flight. So, leading edge devices, test. Service interphone is off. Reversers are extinguished. EEC switches are on guarded. Crew oxygen is 10,000. Passenger oxygen is normal guarded. Flight recorder test. Lock speed 1 and 2. And stall warning. And 2. Okay, 3 green on the landing gear. PSCU is out. Let's check our oxygen flow. And lights test. Alright, that looks good. Alright, flight controls A and B are on guarded, alternate flaps are off guarded, spoilers A and B are on guarded, your dampers on, VHF nav is normal, IRS is normal, FMC is normal, source selector is auto, control panel is normal, fuel temperature is fine, crossfeed check, and the fuel pumps are off. AC/DC panel is set, galley power is on. Equipment, cooling, supply, and exhaust is normal. Emergency exit lights are on. No smoke and seatbelt signs on. Window heat is on. And let's run that test. TAT test. Wing and engine anti-ice are off. Hydraulic pumps, electric 2 and 1 are off. 3 entranceways are open. Test on the flight data recorder. Pressurization panels all zeroed out. Temperature back there is just fine. Let's reset the master caution. Overheat test. Alright, and today's ride is 30,000. And let's check the outflow valve. Alright, we're going to use the left igniter this ride, and the lights are fine. Alright, let's get ATIS clearance and then program the flight management computer. So ATIS is 127.8.
X00 feet.
Alright, let's give this a listen here.
2.5. QNH 1026. Density altitude minus 400. Transition level
060 at 11, 5,
runways 36 right.
14. QNH is 1026. That is good.
And if flight following is requested, read back all runways.
And we're using 36 right.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Victor.
Alright, and we have Victor.
Naha Airport. Information Victor. 2330 Zulu. Wind 065 at 11.
Alright.
Visibility 6. Sky conditions.
Alright, clearance. Clearance is 122.075.
Good evening, 7124, reach 109, ready, copy, Montreal, Kilo. Tell me what I'm on to it.
Naha clearance, good evening, or good morning actually. Transocean 601, looking for IFR clearance as filed to Ishigaki. We have Victor. Ishigaki?
I am working on that clearance.
Thank you. He's probably trying to figure out what I said.
Ocean 601. Information Victor is current. Clear to Ishigaki. Via the Ganju to departure then, as filed. Departure runway 36 right. Initial climb to 4000. Departure on 119.1, squawk 1342.
Clear to Ishigaki via the Ganji 2 departure then as filed. Departure runways 36 right. Initial climb to 4000. Departure on 119.1, squawk 1342 for Transocean 601. Alright, so we are good up to 4.
Jerry Ocean 601. Read back flight ground frequency is 121.906 flight, sir.
Okay. And squawk 1342. The squawk is in. Right, and we're going to get 119. You get departure in here. This way I have it. And ground is going to be 121.9. Alright, let's go to ground. Alright, ATIS clearance. Let's program the flight management computer now. Okay, we are ROAH. I'll run through this as quick as I can. ROIG. Since you guys don't have any screens back there. On the way out we have the Ganju 2. And that's going to be 36 right on the way out. On the way in, we've got MASAN on the way in, and we're going to do, what do we got, runway 4 on the way in? Let's do Z, right? And we're coming in from MASAN. Let's have a look at that. Okay, we've got 500 and H6, double O, Ginza, Galma, Tinto, Ganju, and then Ganes, Ganes. YUTAH. Right, and then YUZ, KI. From there, we're going to Diana. Diana, we'll take that. Then Mason. And then for Mason, we're on the way in. So, let's have a peek at that. Give me the charts real quick. Trying to get through this quick since you don't have any charts back there to follow along. This is going to be ROAH on the SID, and that's going to be Ganju 2, right? So we've got 500, and then the 6, then Kinja, Gelma, Tinto, and then Doris should be next. Oh, I'm sorry, no, Ganju, we're going south. All right, Ganju, yep, that's correct. Okay, and then Guanas, and I believe Diana's where we get on the back end here. And that's going to be ROIG. Mason. On right, Diana. We need to be above 8. Mason, we need to be above 3. And that is in. That looks pretty good. And then from there, we're doing 4 on. Yes. Mason, Yami, Yoto, Ballas, in, and then the hold. That looks good. Alright, now let me have the charts again here. Oh, my load data sheet. Let me have the fuel and payload and all that stuff. Let me have menu, actions, payload, 0 fuel weight, payload. Yeah, ZFW is 128.6. Alright, that can distribute the weight for us. And the fuel is going to be 16.5. Right. That's in. What's our final reserve going to be? 6.8. Cost index 35. We're going at 300. Cruise 266, 109. Alright, no D rate. CG is 25.5, flaps 5, and the winds are 070 at 7. That's in. Back to you. 462 on the trim, 148 on the engine out. Just take a quick look at that. That looks good. And hold. Very good. Alright, let's get the pedestal set up here quickly. And we're going back to ROAH, right? And they're using 3.6 left and right. Yes, so let's put this in case we've got engine issues or whatever the case may be. We hit some birds and we got to come back. That's 283, that is correct. Heading is 02, that's correct. 110.3, 110.3. The way we came in. And that's the way we're going to come back if we have to. So that's all looking pretty good. That is set. 121.9 is ground. Yes, and then departure, no, I want tower 118. 1. On the tower, departure is going to be same thing. Okay, tower and departure. No, departure is 119.1. That's in, and 120. Have that now. Alright, so pedestal is good to go. I'll take terrain, position, data, airport, and station. I'm on the master, you're on the slave. You can have weather, station, airport, data, and position. And that's the speed. Heading is already in there. Okay, we're cleared up to 4. That's all looking good. Nose wheel steering is normal. Got it. Let's have a look at, I want you. Alright, why aren't you working here? Okay, I got that there. Okay, that's what I want. I don't know why I'm not getting it there. Interesting. Well, I want that there. That's very strange. Very strange. Alright, so, and the lower DUs you can't see because of the ATC communications there. And auto flight 1 test and 2. Alright, primary flight display, artificial horizon level, ground speed 045 on the speed tape. V1 is 137, 148 on the engine out. Heading is 358. Decision height is 283 if we got to come back. Local pressure is 1026. And we are cleared up to 4. I have terrain on the nav display and 1026 on the standby. And reset the fuel flow. N1 is set. Auto speed references. Auto brake is set for rejected takeoff. And these brakes should be on. Keep forgetting to grease those reels. Oh, those rails. Okay. And let's check those bottles. Cargo. Let's run that test. That test should be done. And no fuel in the center tank. Alright, let's get the ground proximity done. And let me have the right chart here.
Wind shear. Terrain.
Southwest 346. Now, I got to begin bounce, so hold it again and call you back. Roger, hold on.
And let's get these doors buttoned up. Let's close that front door. And let's get rid of that jetway. Yeah, that's because all the computers are on. Does it? I don't know, did I start that? Let's see. Maybe I missed that. Hey, who's that, doofus? It's hard for me to see. If it's not, I apologize. Yep. You'd be about right. If you were on The Price is Right, you would have won both showcases. He said 100 grand. Looks pretty dirty right there. We're waiting on the APU here. And you can come off now. And the APU is up. You give that a minute and then we'll go on APU bleed. And we're going to back out on our own power, so.
Taxi Echo, Delta 8 to the gate.
Echo Delta 8 to the gate, Delta 5.
Just 4304, I'm going to taxi Delta to the gate. Delta gate.
Oh yeah, the view from in here is amazing. You have a full 180 degree view, so even your peripheral vision is taken in by the entire flight experience, which is pretty cool. Alright, let's get on APU now. Let's get disconnected from these guys. Let's get rid of ground power. Let's remove those chocks. Get rid of the air conditioning unit. And let's get those doors buttoned up. Alright, we're all buttoned up here. Let's make sure they're disconnected before we go anywhere. Alright, they're gone. Naha ground, Transocean 601 at gate 35, ready for push and start with Victor.
Ocean 601, Naha ground, push and start approved, face south.
Alright, we're good to go, so let's get that clock going. Let's get the packs off. Anti-collision light, and we're starting number 2. Yeah, we'll be backing out on our own power. I don't like the pushback in Microsoft.
Tower 5025, Charlie 10, going to Charlie, continue Charlie to the gate.
Charlie 10, and Charlie 5025.
Delta 2204, monitor turn now on 120.95, have a good flight.
29.5, Delta 2204.
Alright, that's stable. Gen 2. We get juice. Closed. Auto. We're starting number 1.
25, I taxi Echo. And Delta 8, Delta 58. Echo Delta.
Delta 46, southbound afternoon, straight ahead, Charlie, Sierra, and the North Loop.
Charlie, Sierra, North Route, South.
Airline 603, headed to transfer left on Charlie, hold short of single.
That's Charlie, hold short, okay, that's good.
Ground simply 2126 for Delta 4, with whiskey to push.
Okay.
Ground pushing your discretion, information X-ray attack. We go X-ray, push our discretion.
Alright, we got a clean board. You should be off. Alright, and we're facing that way.
1233, ground push your discretion, information X-ray current.
Would be nice if I had a little better control of the reverses, but I don't. It's close enough. All right, let me have the taxi light. Give me 5 TA auto. Let me have. That's good. All right. Oh yeah, it's very immersive. All right. I have my VATSIM ID, but I don't really fly on there that much anymore. The overhead individually, I'm not sure. It may have been 12, 15 grand. Something like that. It might have even been more than that. And now ground, Transocean 601 at gate 35, ready to taxi to runway 4.
Ocean 601, runway 4 is not available for departure.
What are you talking about?
Runway 36 right via Alpha
Oh,
2,
36 right, yeah.
Alpha 4, Alpha 5, Alpha 6.
Schmuck. I'm looking at my arrival, yeah.
8,
That's
Alpha
right.
9, Echo 10, contact tower on 118.
Down to Echo 10. Yeah, we're going straight down. I'm looking at our arrival. We're going to arrive on runway 4 is what they did in the real world. I cleared a taxi to runway 36 right via Alpha 2, Alpha 3, Alpha 4, Alpha 5, Alpha 6, Alpha 7, Alpha 8, Alpha 9, Echo 10. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready for departure. Basically, just take Alpha down to freaking Echo 10, basically, and hang a right, and we're good to go. All right, so that's all set, and tower's 1181. It's in already, so let's see if that frequency's up. And let's get on out of here. This is just AI right now. Hey, Hydraulic Dreamer, how's it going? Right now, yeah, it's a combination of FSATC, which is actual air traffic control on various frequencies that are canned, along with SayIntentions AI, which basically takes care of the communications between me and ATC. Gonna have a little bit of a crosswind on the way out. Would be nice if I could figure out a way to do this wireless with the iPad, because then I could keep it plugged in. But I don't think that's possible. And we came in on 3-6 right earlier today. You'd think I'd know better. It's nice that they caught it, though. AI caught it. All right, easy there, Louis. What do you think? You're southwest.
Okay, 4198, hand off the departure.
4198. Hello, Table 380, we do just out of number 41.
Sure, 380 Pop Star. Be advised, west of the field is very low level. You won't be able to get by there, so I wouldn't recommend coming this way.
rotate on test flight plan and be off the test level. Upper 4936.
Cover 4936, crossing jet box for the heavy cross downfield, wind 26, clear out 17, runway 1 left, ready to take off.
Take up 1 left, south at 4936.
Should have a decent view on the way out. We had a nice one on the way in.
Unit 800, crossing jet box for the heavy cross downfield, wind 26, clear out 17, runway 1 left, ready to take off.
1 right, close to take off, United 800.
And 119.10 is departure.
Guys, 2423, San Francisco, runway 1 right, line of wait.
I'm going 1 right, that's 423.
Southwest 4936, contact the first today.
It's a 1, that's 493.
That's
Yeah, it's 5534 is joining the final now. The 6 visual to 8 left and restricted 180 to 6.0.
Okay, 5543, tower 5544, San Francisco, left, clear to land, wind 26, clear 1 point.
Alright, clear to land, field, got a 6 traffic. Like I said, 589 on flight rate.
You would think there would be more private aircraft over here.
Clear to land, wind 26, clear 1 4.
Clear to land, clear there, that's the plan.
Unit 800, contact departure.
No departure, Bill, United 800.
Unit 1723, San Francisco, 28 left, line of wait, Subcon 8 miles, traffic according to field.
Clear left on the way.
And let's bring that up now.
Guys, 3423, wind 26, clear out.
Got you,
runway
too.
1 right, for takeoff, that's the whole 98.
Look at 1 right, that's 6.3.
Unit 1723, traffic approaching 2 miles final behind before that runway, traffic hold in position runway 1, wind 26, clear 1 4, runway 28 left, ready to take off.
Clear left, that's clear better.
Sector 589, runway 28 right, clear to land, wind 26, clear 1 7.
Clear left, that's 589.
Water looks rather nice right there.
Runway 1 left, ready to take off.
Well, that's the thing, I'm going to see it.
Naha Tower, good afternoon. Transocean 601 holding short. 36 right, ready for departure.
Transocean 601, Naha Tower, runway 36 right, wind 065 at 11, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Transocean 601. And let's have a peek. Tenant notification is complete. Exterior lights as needed. Engine start selectors to continuous. Ooh, Louis. Auto throttles arm, transponders TARA, auto, parking brake release 40%, and we're gone. Oh, I missed that. Can't believe I missed that. Alright, 40%. Stable, toga. Thrust set, airspeed active. Check. Throttle hold. We're stable through 80. Gear up. Yeah, got the winds whacking us a little bit there. Oh, the water looks pretty cool right there. Alright, so we're above 500 already, so we've got that constraint met. You can have it. Contact departure 119.1, Transocean 601. Departure Transocean 601 with you, climbing through 2600 to 4000. Inbound ROAH. Flaps 1. And flaps up.
ROAH 601. Naha departure. Radar contact. Clear direct Kisna. Climb flight level 200.
Clear direct Kinza. Climb flight level 200, Transocean 601. And we're inbound Kinza. And we're up. Pretty cool departure, right on the money. No, these are ultra. This is set on ultra. These screens are running at 4K on the ultra setting in Microsoft 2020. .250 climb out. Beautiful. So at Kinza, we got a left coming up over to Gilma. And at Kinza, 14.7 with 15.1 on the fuel, 10.8 when we get in. 247 to go, 68 to top of climb. Once we make this turn, we'll let them out of their seats.
ROAH 601. Climb flight level 270.
Climb flight level 270, Transocean 601. Fuel's right on the money, and we're going 235. Clouds do look a little too puffy, though. A little too soft, I think. Just a little bit. Water down there looks great, though. All right, we're inbound Glemma. All right, let's get cleaned up here. And you can come off. Let's have a quick peek. Autopilot's engaged. Tender notifications complete. Cam pressurization and temperature. We're going to monitor that. Engine bleeds are on. Pack switches are set to auto. APU is off. Exterior lights as needed. We are good. Engine start select is as needed. They're off. Auto brake selector is off. Landing gear is up and off. And that's Gelma, 14.4, 14.4, right on the money. And we can let them run around. Tinto, 230. Nice departure. And standard pressure.
Gyosho 601, climb flight level 300.
Transocean 601, climb, flight level 300. So that puts us up at cruise. That clears us up to cruise. How we doing here? 50 miles at top of climb, 227 to go. N1, N2, EGT, oil pressure, temperature, quantity, fuel flow, that's looking good. Pressure's looking good, and the temperature back there is nice and comfortable. Stretch back a little bit here. Oh. What are we going to have at Tinto? Tinto 13.8 on the fuel with 13.9, so right on the money with the fuel. 42 miles top of climb, 217 to go. And we'll have 10.8 on the fuel when we get in. And we're going 243. Tiny island out there in the distance. Looks like a little speck. Couple of flickers there though. We got someone above us. Isn't bad. Not being shown on TCAS. They're just about even with us on this route. But they are definitely much higher. Probably just about right over us now. For some reason, YouTube doesn't want me to show domain-free movies that they make available on YouTube. So, the last couple of movies that I've shown, I went and I checked, and they're on YouTube, free to watch. So I guess they don't want me showing the movies when they'd rather have you go into YouTube to watch it straight from them instead of watching it in my little in-flight movie screen. I guess if it's not in their list, you can probably play it, but if it is, you're out. So. This is actually being run by an AMD 7950 X3D. with an Asus 4090 tough board with 24 gig of RAM on a gigabyte Asus master motherboard running 64 gigabyte of DDR5 RAM at 6000 on a 2 terabyte Samsung Pro NVMe drive. And that's running everything with the exception of the CPU screen here and the CPU screen there. That's it. It's just those two screens that are being run from a second computer. That's the same computer that runs the OBS. And I do that because, well, I don't have room for 2 more screens. I'm running 7 monitors on one computer. That would make it 9. So, but it also gives me the option of giving you that screen when I'm doing filming, so you can follow along when I'm doing programming. Couldn't do it this ride because the battery in my iPad is dead. So, what are we looking at? About another 10 miles to Ganju. And at Ganju, that puts us at the end of the SID. And we should have 13 on the fuel. We're 13.3 right now. And we're under 200 miles to go now. Oh no, pretty cool ride. I actually run additional computers when I run X-Plane. When I run MS 2020, the entire flight deck is run on 2 computers. When I run X-Plane, I run 1 computer for that monitor, 1 computer for that monitor, 1 computer for that monitor, 1 computer for the glass monitors, and then 1 computer that runs the CDUs. So I run 5 computers as opposed to 2. Hey Alex, how's it going? Yeah, the view never gets old for me. I've been doing this for a long time and it's just been getting better and better with every rendition of a base sim. Whether it was P3D a long time ago, X-Plane 11 or 12 or MS 2020. If they ever have an offline option for 2024, I'll be putting in 2024. Alright, that's Ganju. And we're right on the money with the fuel. Another 20 miles at top of climb. And 185 to go. So we're done with that chart. You can zoom in a little bit here. And that puts us on the airway now. Right, we're on the jetway 576. Pretty nice view. So let's see, they did this ride in 1 hour and 5 minutes. We left the gate 26 minutes ago, entered the runway 14 minutes ago, and we've got 181 miles to go. So, going to be another close one. The last ride we did was pretty much right on the money. And did we get a change here? Let's see if we can put that in. 1220. Let's see if that frequency's up. Alright. And that's actually the wrong frequency, Junior. You want 132. Let's see if that frequency's on. Nope. Alright. And let's bring that in. That should be 46. Not much to see down there but water. All around. Water and clouds. And again, we're fighting a headwind, 101 knots. That should be in range now.
American 1191, contact center 135.1.
How old am I? I'm 63.
743, contact center 135.1.
And I have been flight simming since 1985, when I purchased my first flight simulator for the Tandy 1000 computer.
Contact center 135.1.
Many, many, many moons ago.
Level 104, contact center 133.5.
Now I think it's probably a good idea that I actually do all this programming to keep my mind sharp. Don't want dementia or Alzheimer's starting to creep in. Got enough health issues. Don't need to add to the mix. Alright, we're coming up on cruise here. That's what that little beep was. Today I'm in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. If I'm not in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, I'm in X-Plane 12. So I go back and forth. I switch between the two base platforms. Probably one of the few full flight decks that can actually do that. Took a lot of work getting there, and a lot of generosity from a few individuals that put out some freeware. So we're at cruise now, and that's 30 minutes since we left the gate, 18 minutes since we entered the runway, and we've got 56 miles to top of descent and 157 miles to go. Oh, Microsoft Flight Simulator for the Tandy 1000 computer, that was on a floppy disk. That was a 5 1/4 inch diskette. And I think back then I might have had a 10X 386 computer, if I remember right. Still have all the books and all the boxes and manuals, and if it's not on a 5 1/4 inch diskette, it's on a 3 1/2 floppy. Hard disk. Back then they had the 720s and then the 1.44. Could you imagine? 720 megabytes of data and your disk was full. Even those big floppy disks, they were 360. That should be in range. And 45. Yeah, and I think that ran on DOS. I think I was running DOS 2.1. Back then you actually had to know what the C prompt was, had to move around directories and all that stuff, typing stuff out. You had to know internal commands, external commands. Oh yeah. But that was right after BASIC. I started basically with BASIC, but that didn't last long. I had a green monochrome screen with the function keys on the bottom, 1 through 12. That didn't last long at all. All right, let's see. What do we have coming up here in the back end? Let's get ready here. We're looking at ROIG. How many airports here? And on the arrival, we have MASAN. Right, and I believe this is already done. We're just going to check it again anyway, just to be sure. Elevation is 102. Diane, we need to be above 8. That's in. And Mason, we need to be above 3. And that is in. All right, let's have a look at you now. And we said 4. And we're going to be doing the localize Z. Well, we'll do the ILSC. It really doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. All right, airport elevation is 102. Decision height, we're going to refer to minimums. All right. On a miss, climb to 8, heading 040, left turn outbound. IGE 405 to 42,000. And we're going to hold at 3. Is the hold in here? The hold is at 3 at IGE. That looks good. All right, 040 on the heading. All right, 110.75. 110.75. That all looks pretty good. And what do we have here? MASAN, we need to be at 3. Max 230 knots at, and we're gonna, let's put that in at U. Right. And Yato, we need to be at 3,000. Recompute, baby. Very good. All right, that's all looking good. And what do we have here for decision height? Deuce. A deuce. All right, that's good. And we get on that chart at Mason, so we got another about 80, 90 miles would be on that chart. My voice is calming, is it really? Flight 7 for 40 years, yeah, that's about it, yep. Yeah. Man, I was just a kid working in the gas station when I purchased my first flight simulator. That's back when the Challenger exploded. I remember I was working in the gas station when that happened. Everybody was listening to it on the radio back then at the station. And, man, I remember running over to the bar to tell the owner that was in there having his lunch, liquid lunch, because he was a big buff back then. He couldn't believe it. And then all of a sudden, the TV channels in there all switched over to the news. Many years ago. What do we got? Top of descent coming up in another 18 miles. And we'll give them another minute and then we'll get them back in their seats. And we can even leave that up. And we're good down to 8. And what do we have here? Let's see if they're on. And what are we looking at here? A Mako? Oh, Naha. Naha, Transocean 601. Would like to descend via the MASAN arrival for runway 4. See if they'll give us that ahead of time. Usually they're a little bit late with giving me stuff, so I requested ahead of time. Yeah, Transocean 601, request lower, 8,000. Let's see if they'll give us that.
Ocean 601, descend altitude 8,000 feet.
Clear down to 8,000, Transocean 601, thanks. We're just going to follow the charts on in. And back over. All right, here comes the speed now. From cruise to our descent speed. Basically, we'll be descending at about 280 knots. And we have descent in another 3.5 miles. 106 miles and we're done. Pretty cool ride. Clouds look nice and puffy now. Looks like it's building up in front of us. Today was a real good day. I got 2 rides in today. I got a 2-hour flight in earlier and an hour ride in today. That's 3 hours plus programming. That's 4 hours in the flight deck at least. That's a good day. Oh yeah. All right, we're on our way down. 39 minutes from the gate, 27 minutes from the runway. And they did this ride 105. So we've got 45 odd minutes to get on in. And we're looking at 100 miles to go. Another beautiful ride from Microsoft and PMDG. And you can be set as well. What are we coming in at? We're coming in at $146. 40. That is looking good. And what are we here? About 11 miles out of that chart on the arrival. A little nice peekaboo going on there between the clouds and the ground terrain. I don't know if you can see that on this little turn. And we're going to 238. And 11.4. 11.4 right on the money. We'll have 10.7 on the fuel once we get in, unless I can't put it down. 91 miles to go. All in all, this has been a great ride. Alright, we're just popping up on that chart now. And we need to be above 8. We're at 26,001 descending. So, don't think there's going to be a problem. And let's switch over here. We're still on that frequency. What did we switch over? We switched over. Alright, that's what, 120.
Expect the MASAN arrival. I'll have you descending in just a minute or 2.
Yeah, okay. Expect the MASAN arrival, and we can expect our descent in a minute or 2. We're already on our descent. Alright, that frequency's up. And Diana, 11.4 on the fuel. We've got 11.4. We're right on the money. Beautiful descent. Hey, Memphis, how's it going? And we're on that chart now. We need to be above 8. Passing Diana, we're at 23.3. So we're good. Let's continue on down. And Mako Control, Transocean 601. Request lower 3,000. Let's see if they'll give us down to 3. And that takes us all the way to MASAN.
Descend altitude 3,000 feet.
Send altitude 3,000. Transocean 601. Thanks. That should be in range because I don't think there's anybody on that frequency. Oh, they are. Okay, good. Beautiful. That's even better. 118.3. And I said we're holding at 3? Yes. Okay.
Transocean 601. Cleared my and arrival into Ishigaki. When you're ready, descend. Flight level 160.
I cleared the MASAN arrival into Ishigami. Descend to flight level 160. Transocean 601. We're at 20,006 descending, so. And they cleared us down to 3 already. Pretty good ride. Alright, let's see. N1, N2, EGT, oil pressure, temperature, quantity, vibrations, all looking good. We're coming down nicely under pressure and the temperature is mighty fine. And we've got just about 70 miles to go. And we'll have 10.7 on the fuel. Another beautiful ride. I think once we get past this layer, we got one more layer of clouds down there. We should have a decent view the rest of the way in.
Transocean 601. Contact Kobe control on 119.3.
Contact Kobe control on 119.3. Transocean 601. Good night. Kobe control, Transocean 601 with you, descending through 18,500 for 3,000. Inbound MASAN.
Transocean 601. Kobe control. Identified. Ohio gozaimasu.
See if there's anybody on this frequency other than me. I guess not.
Number 330, whiskey on maintain, flight level 280. Go ahead, state officials delivery.
And let's see, I want to see if she's going to bust this time.
Charlie Fox, Tango Echo Lima, contact center 134.55. Thanks for your help. 55, thanks.
And at MASAN will put us on the approach.
November 330 whiskey, cigarette canola.
And let's have a peek here. Bleed air panel is set to auto. Pressurization panel land altitude is in. Passenger signs are on. Auto brake selector is set. Flight instruments and radios are set. Local QNH, that should be 1026. What do we have in here? That should be 26. Okay. Recall. We got a clean board. Alright, landing data, VREF minimums, that's it. We're coming in at $146. Looking pretty good. That should be coming into range now. There's our island right there. Off to the right. We're going to swing down, loop around, and come on in. So, Should have a good view out that right window. And let's go on local pressure.
Shark 21, contact center channel 7. Shark 21,
There's our little strip of land. Speed's going to drop soon to 240.
American 505, contact center 135.1.
Hey, Mr. B-Man. Yeah, if you have skills, if you can cut wood, drill holes, and, you know, make squares and then solder wires, yeah, you can do it a lot cheaper. I had this professionally built by Flightdeck Solutions, a Canadian company. So that's why this was, you know, this is all high-end stuff. This is commercial grade stuff that you're looking at right here. Hey, Reality Trailers, welcome. I'm doing great. Hope you're having a good day. All right, we're slowing now to 240. And let's switch on over to the approach. And we've got 4, I said, localizer Z, ILS localizer Z, yes, yes, and we're on that chart now. Beautiful. And we're going to 221. And we're at 250 knots, that's 10,000. We're slowing at 240. And let's get you armed. Yeah, break the sound barrier? Yeah, that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, 747, I remember you. St. Louis to LaGuardia. LaGuardia is a nice little airport to come into. What runway did you come in? Did you come in over like Coney Island with the Verrazano Bridge off to your left? If you did, you flew right over my old house. Oh, that would be nice, Alex. 100 people watching that clip? Yeah, that would be pretty cool. All right, there's our airport there. Well, I can see the strip, actually. Can't really make out that's the airport, but you can see the cutout strip that's down there. So we're going to have a beautiful view on the way in. And you want some drag? We'll give you some drag, baby. And we're going to slow all the way down to 210 now. Basically flaps up speed. Kennedy's another good one. The Parkway visual into Kennedy. That's another nice approach. Got a nice little right-hand turn when you're low to the ground on short final.
American 19 altitude.
Beautiful view. Let's get the APU up early here. Alright, we get through this layer, we should be pretty good view-wise the rest of the way down. We can get below this before we make the right. You have a decent view out that right window. Yeah, I like that, reality trailers. Yeah, bring up the lights. Well, that sounds like fun. Alright, you can come on back now. And let's start bringing out flaps, shall we? Speed check. Right, we need a max at 230 at Yaima. Well, we're at 210 right now, descending. Slowing, actually. And descending. But that constraint's met. Looks like we're going to have a crosswind on the way in for the most part. Oh, the water out there looks great, man. If those clouds weren't there, I don't know if the camera's picking that up. Give me 5. Speed check. That looks great. The way the blue just goes into that turquoise type of beautiful. Beautiful view. Let's see if they're on. And give me 10. Alright, 4,500 descending. Max speed 230. We're at 170, so. And we need to be at 3,000 at Jato. Be nice we get out of this haze before we make the right here. Can almost feel the warmth coming from the sun out there. Beautiful. Alright, and Yami, we're going to 310. And on the miss, we're going 040, and we are holding at 3. Yes. So we got 8 minutes to get in. So. Oh no, a pretty good run. I think we're going to be close to the real time that they ran today. There's our island. Can barely pick out the airport now. It's blended in real nice.
268, San Francisco Tower, cross runway 1 left, full start runway 1 right.
Cross 1 left to golf, let's go 1 right, going right.
That looks great. You can see the reef under the water. Nice. Nicely done. There's a little bit of wave action going there at the end of the reef. Beauty. Alright, I've got the runway now. And let's have the gear. Kobe Tower, Transocean 601, 10-mile final, runway 4. You can have the localizer.
Jai Ocean 601, Shimoji Tower.
And we're holding at 3.
080 at 13. Runway 4, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 4, Transocean 601. Give me 15 on the flaps. Speed check. Oh, that looks beautiful.
Jai Ocean 601, wind 070 at 13. Runway 4, clear to land.
Clear to land, Transocean 601. Give me 25. Speed check, and we're going to go all the way down.
01. Say again your request, please.
Alright, I guess he thinks I'm asking him a question. And we'll go to 30. Alright, so we have lights, engine start selectors, auto brake, speed brake, landing gear, flaps, and they have been notified. Let's have a peek. Attendant notification is complete. Speed brake is on. Landing gear is down 3 green. Flaps are set for landing. And we don't need that chart anymore. Let me have you, and we have gate 6. Alright. Beautiful ride. Got all the boats in the harbor. Only thing is that little shimmering effect going on with the water. It's in the front. I don't see it on the right though. The right looks great. Interesting. Ground is 121.7. My bird. I've got control. Seven-knot headwind.
Sync rate 100. Approaching minimums. 30.
beautiful ride. Beautiful. Two nice rides. Very good day today. And where's ground? Ground. Oh, what happened to ground? Ground disappeared on here. All right, let's go back to 118 flat. See if they'll give us. Tower Transocean 605 at T5, looking to go to gate 6.
Ocean 601, Ishigaki Tower, taxi to gate 6 via T5.
I'll clear the taxi to gate 6 via T5, Transocean 601. Alright, so let's head on in. Oh, look at this, that's something new. What's with the arrows?
Ocean 601, Ishigaki Tower, welcome to Ishigaki. Taxi to 2 via Alpha monitor this frequency.
I've never seen that before. What's with the arrows? What do you think, I'm a stunad? Wow. That's interesting. I didn't pick that. I have no idea how that just popped up. It's never done it before. That's very weird. Huh. Unless that's on the taxiway in real life? I wouldn't think so. Let's spin you down. Let's spin you down. Let's have a peek on the way in. Exterior lights as needed. APU is up and running. Your dampers off. Window heat switches are off. Probe heat switches are off. Engine and wing anti-ice are off. Engine start selectors as needed. They are off. Auto brake is off. Speed brake is down. Flaps are up. Transponders, TA auto, and weather radar set to test. Oh, that's all done. This must be some type of following. I had no idea how that popped up. Yeah, it must be the student lane, I guess. Maybe they saw the way I came in, figured I need all the help I can get. Alright, what do we say? Gate 6. So we're basically right in the middle of the domestic terminal. And I bet somebody's in our spot. And we can kill number 2. So that's 107 right now. 55 minutes from runway to runway, so we're pretty much right on the money with the real world flight. Pretty cool. And I think somebody's in our spot there. Is that open in the middle? Don't want to go to the international terminal if we don't have to. Oh, I think that's open in the middle. Oh, they left that one open for us? Oh, they're telling me to go here. Look at that. They're direct. Maybe they want me to go for a PP test. That's what this is about. All right, you want me to take that one? We'll take that one. All right. That's pretty wild. That is pretty wild. Electric, yep. And then next should be hydraulics. I guess the airport's telling us we have a gate reassignment. And hydraulics, yes, thank you. Alright. Kill that. Anti-collision. And, ooh, they weren't even on, you bad boy. Letting them run around the whole time. Ooh. You bad. Let's see. Let me get set up on ground here first. Ground services. Alright, set the chocks. Give me ground power. And give me air conditioning. There a jetway here? Oh, there is a jetway here. Give me the jetway. Give me the doors. And you can have the door open. And we can open those bad boys. Ground power is connected. AC's on its way. Okay, so chocks are in position. We can lose the parking brake. We're on ground power. Confirm. Let's get on unconditioned air. And don't need the APU anymore. Don't need the fuel pumps. Galley power's off. Hydraulic pumps are off. And TCAS is going to standby. Let's have a peek. Electrical power, APU or ground. We're on ground power. Bleed panel, we're set for unconditioned air. Alright, APU's are auto. Isolation valve is open. Alright, that's good. Fuel levers to cut off. Anti-collision light is off. Passenger signs are off. Fuel pump switches are off. Electrical panel check set. Galley power is off. Window heat switches are off. Hydraulic pumps, electric 2 and 1 are off. Exterior lights, we have position lights. Flight director switches are off. Chocks in position. Parking brake is off. And let's shut down completely since I'm not getting another ride in here today. Right, IRS select is to off. Emergency exit lights are off. Exterior lights are off. Bleed air panel is set. Engine start select is to both. APU or ground disconnect. We're going to disconnect the ground. DC-AC selectors are going to standby. And battery switch is off. And that's a wrap. Alright everybody, hope you enjoyed that ride. I got 2 in today. They were both pretty cool. And as always, I always enjoy the company and conversation along the way. I'm glad everybody that was here. I hope you enjoyed the ride. And I will catch everybody on my next run, everybody. Let's see, did I miss anything here? How much precious metals, gold, silver is used to make your sim? I have no idea. I know they're precious to me, even if it was made with lead. Oh yeah, they all have a, yep, exactly. If you knew what you were doing, you go to junkyard, grab all the old computers and take all the metals out of it. Melt them down, you can make a pretty good buck. Hey, Big Horus. Yeah, no movie. YouTube, I guess YouTube won't let me play domain-free movies if they're available on YouTube. So I guess they want you to watch it on their YouTube channel instead of watching it from me, even though it's, you know, free public domain. Go figure. Because I went back and I took a look at the movie that I had my last flight that they blocked me on. It was a Steve McQueen movie, old movie, of about a bank robbery. And if you go to YouTube, you'll find it. It's there, free to go view. So I guess they just don't want me showing it because they're showing it, I guess. I don't know. Alright, with that, I hope everybody had some fun today and you enjoyed the view. I don't know where we're going to go next. We'll see. But that's probably going to be tomorrow. That's for sure. I don't think I'm getting another one in today. So I'll catch everybody on my next run. Take care.